Welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray. Calgary has experienced record price growth over the last few years. And with Canada potentially poised to go into a recession in 2024, what does this mean for the Calgary real estate market moving forward? Well, we'll get into that in a few minutes. But before I do, if this is your first time in this channel and you want to know everything there is about what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live, and play in Calgary, Alberta, then guys, just hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. Now, I've lived in Calgary since 2001, but I've been a realtor here since 2010. And that means I have some specialized knowledge about the city of Calgary and the surrounding bedroom communities. So if you are considering a move to Calgary or one of these communities and you would like some assistance to purchase a home, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a text, an email, a phone call, whatever. My information is below. I will absolutely get back to you. Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's talk about what the Calgary real estate market is going to look like moving into 2024 right after this. Calgary, like the rest of Canada, has experienced high inflation, and as we all know, the Bank of Canada has been raising the key lending rate, which in turn means that mortgage rates have increased as well, making it more expensive and more difficult for people to be able to purchase a home. This effect has affected all across Canada, the real estate markets, in terms of slowing activity and in many cases bringing prices down. However, this has not been the case in Calgary. Yes, there have been less listings available for sale. However, activity hasn't really slowed down. And in fact, prices have increased all year long. And primarily, a lot of this has been due to high migration to our city due to people moving not just internationally, but also interprovincially. On December 1, 2023, Global News headline was Calgary sees another home sales gain in November as prices jumped nearly 11%. And in fact, Calgary did see gains in the overall market year over year of 10.7% from the previous November. And here's what's happening in Calgary right now with the current real estate statistics, so you know exactly where we've come from in 2023. So this is a quick look at the market stats for the four property types within Calgary, being detached, semi-detached, row housing, which is townhomes, and apartment condominiums. And we'll start with the detached sector. You can see that the listing absorption rate is 57%. This means out of all the properties available for sale last month, which was 1,427 actives, 818 of those sold, which is 57%. And anything over 50% is considered a seller's market, giving sellers a little bit of an advantage over the buyers as buyers compete to purchase the homes of sellers. Now, this is from November. This is no way indicative of what's gone on all year. Trust me, all year long has been much more competitive. Now, from month to month, the benchmark price is up 0.27% from October 2023, and it now sits at $699,500. And year to year, it's up 13.7% from November of 2022, with average days on market of just 32 days. If we look at the semi-detached sector, you can see we're just barely into that seller's market, basically on that bridge between the balanced and seller's market with a 51% listing absorption rate. And that's because there were 272 active listings for sale, with 140 of them selling, giving us that 51%. And the benchmark price last month was $628,700. So month to month, there's no change from last month, but year to year, it still continues to be up 12.31% from November 2022, with days on market of 28 days. If we look at the row or townhouse sector, you can see our listing absorption rate is 65%, so we are definitely into a seller's market. And that's because out of the 408 active homes for sale in this product type last month, 267 of them sold, which is at 65%. The benchmark price is $429,100, which is up 0.92% from last month. Year over year, it's up 21.04% from November 2022, with just 22 days on market on average last month. And the apartment condominium sector, you can see the listing absorption rate is 64%, so it's a strong seller's market, and that's because out of the 882 condominiums for sale, apartment condominiums, 562 of them sold. So that gives us a benchmark price right now of $320,100. Month to month, that's up 1.11% from last month. Year over year, it's up 17.81% from November of 2022, with just 29 days on market on average. So that's great. So where are we going? Where does this put us moving forward? Well, the Calgary Herald had another article that came out in December 14th, 2023, and it was titled Calgary Housing Prices Projected to Climb 8% in 2024, Royal LePage reports. Now the report predicts housing prices in Calgary will climb the fastest of all Canadian cities in 2024 at 8%. And should interest rates begin to decline by mid-2024, that growth could be greater than expected. Now, Royal LePage says the shortage of supply in the city will keep prices trending upwards for the foreseeable future. The benchmark price for a detached home, as we already checked out, currently sits at $699,500, but it could be over $800,000 by this time next year. So with rising prices, despite what's going on in the rest of Canada and the fact that Canada could be going into a recession, is it a good idea to get into the real estate market moving forward in the city of Calgary? Well, the report from Royal LePage that was published in the Calgary Herald would certainly lead one to think that future gains could be realized in the city of Calgary. And now might be a good time to get in so that you don't have to pay more for a home in the future and so that you can experience some of that price growth. But there is another article in the Calgary Herald, and it was published on December 10th, 2023. And the headline was, "Why now could be a great time to enter the housing market." Now the article states that one could really get a good steal while the market is slower in December. And once the Bank of Canada starts cutting interest rates, home buyers will again fill the marketplace, creating that increased competition and higher prices in the marketplace. Now, do keep in mind the article goes on to say variable rate interest rates might also be the way to go should you require a mortgage and have the stomach for it. So if the Bank of Canada does start cutting rates, mortgage rates will also decrease. And this means you as a home buyer, if you have that variable rate, could also experience lower rates as those rates trend down. However, if Canada does go into recession, buyers should ensure their job situation and finances are solid if they do require a mortgage to make a purchase. So it seems like it might be a good idea to continue to invest in Calgary, Alberta. And if you are looking to get into the real estate market and you're concerned about the recession pending in Canada potentially and what's going on with inflation or if rates are going to come down, you know, it might be a good idea to get in sooner than later because it appears that prices may be trending upwards in the near future. Now, I love predictions from pundits. Last year, it was predicted that the Calgary real estate market was going to remain relatively flat. In fact, we might see a pullback in prices a few percent. Well, we all know that could not be further from the truth as to what really happened, as the real estate market in Calgary trended up all year long, month over month. Now, while the predictions for 2024 seem solid, only time will really tell what's really going to happen. So as I said, if you are considering a move to the city of Calgary or one of the bedroom communities and you would like some assistance to purchase a home, my information is below. Feel free to send me a text, an email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you so you can start living your life in Calgary, Alberta.